Hey guys, Jertz here and welcome back to another Dead by Daily video. So today we're going to be looking at the developer update for March 2024. This came out on the 28th and we see some major changes to, a very known killer by probably most of the community, the Twins. The Twins has been kind of slept on by behavior for Rework. I don't even know for how long now. It's been like eons, but we finally see a major update changing her kit and how she works. So right away we see 3 changes to her overall kit and how fast she does things. She now can switch back to Charlotte in half the time. It was initially 3 seconds. It's now 1.5. It also reduces the time to unbind Victor to 0.75 seconds, and it initially was 1 second. So small change for that part, but it's always helpful. We also see it reduced the time it takes to charge Victor's pounds to 0.85 seconds when it initially was 1. This is going to kind of suck to get used to probably. That extra 0.15 of a second is definitely probably going to fuck with me if I even see another Twin domain after this. And we also see 2 new update abilities added. So they added the ability to recall Victor at any point while he's unbound and the ability to change between Victor and Charlotte near a hook survivor. So one thing that they did to accommodate for this was the anti-face cam meter will now actually fill up if you are too close. Thank the Lord, because it sucked that she could just, kind of sit there and do nothing and play as Victor, and you would not get anti-camp. So definitely worthy update so far. Another change we see is some updates to 7 of her add-ons. They don't really specify that, so we're going to have to see what that's like in the PTB. But they also changed Victor's pounds to no longer latch on the healthy survivors. Now, this is going to be interesting because does that mean he can still injure? I'm not fully sure, but he will not be able to latch on. So that's going to be interesting. We'll definitely have to see how that works out too. But we also have another change here for Victor where he can no longer be kicked after successful pounces. So that definitely is good. It rewards the killer for actually hitting her shots and not punishing her just because she actually injured a survivor. So overall, I think that's pretty good. That's all right. We also got 2 new and 1 removed. Okay, so Victor's pounce now latches on the survivors when they're put in the dying state. Other survivors can crush Victor during this to help the survivor that is dying. Victor will automatically return to Charlotte after 20 seconds. So this is like her new way of like gatekeeping survivors, I guess. Victor can guard them while they're on the ground, and survivors are going to have to, I assume it's going to just be like a couple seconds where they have to like rip Victor off the survivor. And I'm curious whether or not the down survivor will be able to heal themselves on the ground while he's on top. That's something I'm very curious about, and we're going to have to see. Another new update was while Victor is attached to a survivor or holding a survivor in a locker, Charlotte gains 10% haste. This effect will be lost prematurely if Charlotte hits a survivor. So this definitely will be good for playing Twins because you aren't going to be slugging around the map trying to catch up to where you were when you were playing Victor. So that's going to be definitely good. I'm sure a lot of survivors are going to get pissed off thinking that it's overpowered, but I mean, man, we got the Skull Merchant, so that's a whole different problem. And a removed feature was survivors near Victor while she is latched onto another survivor are no longer revealed by Killer's Instinct. I think that is definitely a good change. It was kind of unnecessary because what's the point in giving away our position when we aren't the ones being targeted? Very good. And overall, I think that is a really good change. And then we got 2 new little quality of life things where Victor's visual terror radius is now visible on the accessibility settings when you have visualized audio on. And Victor will now glow red whenever he's vulnerable to being crushed. I believe he did already glow red, but maybe it's stronger. We're going to have to see. But overall, I think the Twins update is going to be good. And then we got a little minor update for the Blight, just improving collision detection to reduce cases where the Blight slides off objects. Now, I have seen people talking about how there's going to be like no more slide tech or whatever, but I think accurate hitboxes is definitely more of a plus than tech that will probably be altered in a way anyways to make it work for this change. So I think overall it's just a good update. There's really only a positive to that little change. But next we have Haddonfield with a medium update, and this one's interesting. I don't think it'll be bad, but I definitely think it'll take some getting used to. I already dislike the current Haddonfield. I think it is a little too big personally, and I think the middle area always just gets me killed because 90% of the time there's never a pallet spawn there. So this will be interesting. So we got some updated the map layout and reduced the overall size. That's what they've been doing in general for a lot of the maps, so I think this is okay as long as the map isn't like crazy small and has no pallets. then I think we're good. But as you'll see when I get further into this, they kind of cover that. So they also reduce the length of hedges and fences to create more openings. That will be interesting for survivor looping. I think that's just more of a killer benefit, but yeah, I mean, that's fine if what they're doing accommodates both ends, because they also seem to have changed various houses to reduce the strength of strong loops. So obviously no more god loops. We don't want infinites, man. I mean, yeah, they're fun, but we need the game to be balanced. And they also reduced the number of houses in the map, but all remaining houses can be entered. And I like that. I like the idea that all the houses are enterable. It was weird when you'd run past a house and there was nothing there other than like a little loop on the outside and it was just a blocked door. I get why they did it, but I definitely like that we can go into every house that is on the map. So if that involves removing houses instead of just adding more, I think that's definitely worth it and a good change. We also have a new ad where they added more pallets and lockers along the edge of the map, which is going to be good. Edge map is kind of iffy. There's really nothing there. The locker thing is interesting to me, but maybe that accommodates for dredge and stuff. It's just going to be weird if there's just a bunch of lockers along the wall of the map, but we'll have to see what that looks like. And they also updated street tiles to feature more pallet loops and adjusted pallet loops in park tiles. So that's going to be good. Overall, assuming they do it right, obviously, I think this will be a really good change, and I am happy to hear it because I've never been a fan of Haddonfield since the rework. I don't think I was even a fan of it pre-rework, but I wasn't good enough at the time. So, yeah. Now we have Decisive Strike and Adrenaline, and I know these are a little controversial, but, I mean, there's no real reason that they should be, in my opinion. I think Decisive being changed to 5 seconds is okay. It still deactivates when the last gen pops, so, I did see someone talking about 4 seconds, and I honestly agree, because people are saying 5's too long, and people are saying 3's too short, so why not meet in the middle? That guy is 100% correct. 4 is a good number anyways, but overall, I'm not running Decisive anyways. I don't run Second Chance. It's really, maybe Adrenaline, but, Second Chance isn't my type of style of gameplay. So, Decisive, we'll see how that goes. I think people are going to hate it. People are going to love it. It's just going to be one of those things that no one wants to agree on. Overall, it's all right. 5 seconds, and there's a new stabbing animation, too. I almost missed that. The stabbing animation sounds like it's going to be cool. I hope they really do add more animations for a lot of these things. It just sounds cool to see more and really be more immersed to, the perks you're running. So that's really cool. Next up, we have Adrenaline no longer activates if you're hooked when the gates are powered. Now, this probably should have been how it worked to begin with. Obviously, it felt amazing to get off a hook and just have Adrenaline activate, but it makes a lot more sense that you don't get it because you're already injured. So that is, definitely a fine change. It's balanced and still keeps the perk strong as fucking hell because it's a really good perk. Just don't get hooked, simple. And reduce the speed boost duration to 3 seconds, and it initially was 5. This is probably just a good balance, too. I think a lot of perks are 3 seconds anyways. 5 seconds is a little overkill because it just really let you escape the chase, and you're healed. So I think that's fine. That's definitely a good change. And another change is Adrenaline no longer causes you to wake up when facing the nightmare. Now, that was always a weird feature to me, and I had been thinking about this prior to this update coming out, is the fact that there's perks that counter killers specifically, and the fact that you could just counter the nightmares or, Freddy's ability was just very weird. It doesn't really do too much, but it does kind of fuck over Freddy players when you have Adrenaline and you're running Dream Palace, and now the survivor wakes up and knows exactly where everything is. So, overall, this is a really good change for Adrenaline. I think this is probably the healthiest change I've seen on a perk in a minute. And next we have Ultimate Weapon. Now this one's going to be interesting because now instead of causing survivors to scream, it reveals aura. And the perk went from 30% or 30-second activation time to 15, and the cooldown was increased the cooldown was doubled from what it used to be. So you have less usage time and a longer cooldown, but it reveals aura for the time of activation. So 15 seconds of aura while you're in the terror radius is kind of interesting, but I thought since they're doing this, that maybe Object of Obsession will kind of pop off and really just set a standard to run Because if everyone's running ultimate weapon and the killer has super aura and they're chasing you and you have object, then you get the same aura they get, so it's a perfect counter. And I ran object a few matches yesterday, and honestly, it was pretty good. I feel like object has kind of been slept on for the past few years, especially since the rework, and the fact that like you share aura is kind of interesting. And if you are able to hold up chase and like just hold yourself up as a survivor, I think Object of Obsession, especially for when this update comes out, will be really good. I think there's going to be a lot of ultimate weapon users, so just being able to see each other's aura at the same time will be really good. Next, we have Emblems, where they remove the ability to lose a pip. Now, this is really nice just because it's really just solid quality of life. There really shouldn't have been a need to lose pips, especially if they are trying to push the non-competitive aspect of it. It was really just annoying to lose a pip when you like did really good all game, and now you're just kind of fucked over because, I don't know, you didn't get enough chase or you didn't do enough gens because you're in chase all game. So, yeah, definitely a massive W for this. This was uncalled for, to say the least on my end, but definitely respect. Respect this change is a really good one. And then next we have probably one of my favorite changes. This just looks beautiful to me, is the store update with a visual overhaul to the entire store, adding a specials tab to highlight items that are on sale, collections to find cosmetics that are from a specific collection, bundles containing multiple items at a discounted price. That's pretty sick. Killer Mori animations can now be viewed in store. So hopefully this means that they're going to be adding more custom Moris like they have in mobile. The fact that mobile has all this stuff before PC or the actual game is kind of baffling to me, but I mean, mobile is way more of a money-hungry version of the game, I would assume. I have never played it, but anyways, Killer Moris definitely going to be cool if that's a sign that they're going to be adding more custom Moris. And added a weekly gift that can be claimed for free. So clearly they're copying Modern Warfare's little store shit, but that'll be cool to see. They're probably going to get like some free, like, hopefully like they give us like little bundles of like free Bloody Party streamers. That would be sick to see. I would love to just get like a little free pack of 5 streamers or something, maybe like a couple scape cakes. That would be cool if they gave us items. Otherwise, I'm going to assume it's going to be like banner icons or profiles. But yeah, that's really cool. And next, we have a really small update for the archives with new tomes and their respective rifts will now open at the same time as the update. Honestly, I don't really know what they mean other than like maybe I guess I don't really pay attention to when the archives come out, so I guess this will be cool. I don't know. And then the Rift bundle option, which grants a premium Rift reward and 20-tier head start at a discounted price. Now that's pretty nice. I mean, I'm never going to buy that. It's just like the Fortnite bundle where you get the extra tiers, but honestly, like you have so much time to finish a battle pass that if you're paying for those 20 tiers, you most likely are going to 100% the battle pass and have like 40 days of nothing to grind for. So, I mean, it's really up to you, but overall, I think this is a really clean developer update. The twins is what I'm really interested to see. I'm sure there'll be some changes to that in the near future during PTB, but overall, yeah, this is really cool looking, and I'm very excited. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and that's really about it, guys. I'll see you in the next one.